Yeah, sis and tell. A whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing. Amanda does stand up, Alison's on TV. And when they hop on the phone, it's the place you wanna be. Sis and tell. Sis and tell.
Hey, Allie.
Hi, man. What's going on?
How you doing? I miss you.
Do you notice anything different about me?
Yes, you. No, I don't. I really do. I
That's good.
Did you get some
because-
work done? Because you just did like a side to side, like ear to ear look of your face. Did you do something different to your hair?
No, but I do have something different on my face, but I'm glad you didn't notice it because I have on contacts.
Oh, how would I have? Oh my! How would I have seen your eyeballs that
Exactly.
close?
Well, that's pretty good. Well, even if you did, I can't even see them in the mirror.
Wow.
So the good news is I have contacts. The bad news is
I have contacts.
I have contacts.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Here's what I've
Yeah.
realized.
Are you nearsighted or farsighted? This is brand
Yes,
new.
I am. I don't know
Both?
what they call it. I am both. I can't see near, I can't see far. I've been wearing readers for a while. I can actually pinpoint the day I started wearing readers because I was in a board meeting.
Do you have
And
bifocal contacts on?
I
Like what?
have multifocal contacts, and I had to order progressive glasses last week, and it's really sad. No, here's what I've realized. Remember that movie, Benjamin Button with Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
where he ages backwards?
What are you doing?
I'm aging forward, but
Oh,
I think the movie is just a metaphor for life. It
right?
doesn't matter where you start. Whether you start old and go young or younger go old, you end up at the same place. I'm doing reverse puberty. After 50, here's what's happened. I've gotten braces
Yeah.
in the form of Invisalign. I had to get contacts and glasses for the first time. Pretty soon I'm going to be in diapers, so I'm just going to call it a day, right? I mean,
Aw.
I'm going to
Aw.
need a walker again. Everything that I needed as a child, I'm going to need as I age.
I wonder if they make thong diapers, right?
I mean,
I'm sure they've like high waisted, like kind of like suck your stomach in, right? Like they've really transformed underwear. Speaking of which, and this
wait, can we? I don't want to do
wait.
speaking of which yet.
Oh,
Let's get back to the contacts because, as you know, I'm the only one in the family. Well, I don't think Daddy wears glasses, but I'm the last holdout of our immediate family.
Dad's
I'm-
got like 20/20 vision.
I know, and so does I. Always had 20/20. Arthur has 20/20. The rest of them have been wearing glasses since they were 2. Alan's been wearing them since he was little. He had LASIK, and that's so. I knew I needed glasses, and I said, "I'm going." And Alan said, "Don't let them give you glasses. Don't wear contacts. Make them give you LASIK." I said,
What?
"Okay."
You can't make someone give you laser
It's
eye
not-
surgery. You're going to show up
not-
at Target Optical and be like, laser my eyes. They're like, go into aisle 12 and then you can get the lasers there and bring them back.
He meant like don't invest in all of this equipment when you can just get surgery. And I said, "You're right, because it's really come a long way." The bad news is the doctor came in and said, "With your prescription, you are not a candidate for LASIK."
Yeah.
So, but you do have a good prescription to correct with lenses. I'm like, fine. So I got glasses. I went in this week and got fitted for contacts. This is only day 2 of wearing contacts. I can put them in pretty well. Getting them out has been such a challenge. It's only been a day. Let's be clear.
It gets frustrating if you can't
it
take them
is
out and you need, especially if you
very
get something
frustrating.
stuck, then you're like, oh my God, I need to get it out immediately. We have a question about your eye doctor.
Okay. Great.
Does your eye doctor wear glasses?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Was he wearing glasses when?
No, does my eye doctor. She was not wearing glasses at the time.
Okay, but
but-
you're saying she does wear glasses.
I don't know. That's a good question. All of the
I'm
eye
just-
doctors there, we've been going to the same eye doctor since Abe was 2, so for 19 years. And the one we started with, he had a partner. Now he has 3 partners, and all of them wear glasses. This is the newest partner. It's a female. I don't know if she does. She had on contacts, but she didn't have on glasses. The other ones wear glasses, so I
Okay.
know that they have. And then the woman who's like the assistant to the doctor, she had on glasses and also wears contacts, and she's the one who fitted me for my contacts.
So
she
chances
gets it.
are one or at least a few of those doctors wearing glasses are, a candidate for getting LASIK, and they have chosen not to get LASIK, right? And when the eye doctors don't get LASIK, you have to question whether or not you should get it. And if you look up horror stories, that's all it takes me. I don't want to mess up my eyes. All it takes is 1%, 0.5% of people end up with like seeing the rings, like a permanent ring
Halos.
light, a halo. Thank you, permanent ring light. They see halos permanently, or their eyes are always dry and itchy, and that is just, or it doesn't work, and it makes their vision worse.
Well, you sound like Stuart now. Alan got LASIK 22 years ago, 23
Wow.
years ago. And now he now needs readers, or he has a reading contact. Abe, his vision is so bad. One of his eyes is like -10, one's -7. He's been wanting LASIK since they invented it. So since he was little, and he's been wearing contacts since he was 7 or 8, really young. And so he's determined to get LASIK. They've really, the other thing is if I couldn't get LASIK, the other thing that fixes your eyes is cataract surgery. So I'm like, well,
which is
can I get
basically laser
Yeah,
surgery too.
exactly. So I was like, well, can I get cataract surgery? She's like,
You don't have cataracts.
you don't have cataracts. I'm like, and she goes, so
What are you talking
you
about?
can't get cataract surgery because you don't have cataracts. The good news is my eyes are incredibly healthy. No glaucoma, no cataracts. They're like picture perfect in terms of health. I just can't see. And here's the worst part. She said, your eyes are basically on the cusp, if not over, of failing a driving test. Like, I don't know if you went to go and do an eye test right now at the driver's, place, you would probably fail, or you would fail. So that was making me nervous. And now I realize, since I've only had them on for 2 days, I can see a lot better,
So much
including
better.
there's one road I take home every day, and I was like, it's really difficult to see the delineation in the road, don't you think? And Alan's like, no. And
No.
now I realize it isn't. It just was hard for me.
What about the
And
leaves on the trees? Now,
well,
are they
leaves
a
on the
lot more?
trees are sort of the same. I
Okay.
never, well, because I always saw them before, so I sort of
I
pictured
didn't.
them.
I just thought it was just like a blurry mess. I'm like, you can see the details of the leaves on the trees and then the stars in the sky. They were always like these blurry white dots, and now they're like pinpoints.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
amazing.
but you notice, or maybe you didn't notice that I usually, while we're starting the podcast, I have to wear my reading glasses even on the computer. And right now, I don't need them for close or far. So it's pretty miraculous. And I can't feel them. I mean, they're pretty good. I don't want to wear contacts forever, but I also don't want to wear a night retainer forever.
You are
And
going to
that's
have
where
to
I
wear it
am.
forever. You have,
Forever.
well, you say there's surgery for that, right? But that's how I feel about exercising. Working out, getting old. There's
Yeah.
surgery for that.
I'm
Alan-
committed to working out.
Alan will go
I told her-
exercises. Yeah. And like so everyone's got there's surgery for that. Like there's an app for that. There's surgery for that. There's pretty much surgery for everything.
Well, here I am, and I'm wearing contacts, and I'm old, and I guess at least I can hear, and and now I can see, and
What?
it is kind of miraculous.
Just kidding.
Like, contacts are kind of cool. What'd you say?
What? Oh, can I do speaking of now?
Yeah. Speaking of. Go
Which is
ahead.
like our segment, our way of transitioning, which it always happens organically. Speaking of surgery,
right.
speaking of, well, so, and look, you started asking me this right before we started recording the podcast, and I'm like, we have to save it for the podcast. And that was, I sent Alison a picture of my boobs, and
People might be shocked by that, but it's really a fairly regular occurrence. So.
but they were clothed. Okay. So what has existed forever in underwear that I just now came to purchase for myself is the adhesive bra. Right. And I was like, there's no way this would work in the summertime, but I bought this bra. I don't even know how much it was from Target. I didn't even look. It was probably like $15. Right. But it's the cups. It looks like a traditional bra, except it has no straps, and you flip them inside out, and then you place them on your boobs, and then it has the front clasp. So it's really like, depending on where you're placing them, kind of squeezing your boobs up and together. They're working together to give you cleavage. Okay. So here's the thing that maybe I should have read the directions on, and I'm not sure because I still haven't read the directions, but I'm like, maybe I did something wrong because, you do have to readjust it to get your boobs where you want them to be.
Yeah.
And every time
And by the way, for anybody listening to this,
Yeah.
there is no such thing, as far as I found, as the perfect self-adhesive bra. I've been looking. It must be a unicorn because I have like 8 varieties of this. So that's why I was asking you. We started this conversation
So
before we started recording of what did you buy and do you like it? Because I need that for so many of my like summer shirts and dresses.
okay, so I think it would have done a better job if my boobs were even, which they're not. And nothing makes it more evident than putting these on my boobs, right? Because one boob is like overflowing and the other boob is like perfectly covered. And what I didn't, so considering you have had more experience with adhesive bras, one of the things I feel like I should have known was to maybe put one of those little pedal stickers over my nipples.
No, you don't need that. This
Oh
bra
my
should do
God.
everything.
But it's not to like keep people from knowing I have nipples, which, some people wear bras because they're like, I don't want people to see my nipples. I'm like, well, you're not really seeing someone's nipples. You're seeing a little pokey thing, right? But everyone, yeah, duh, I've got nipples, okay?
Yeah.
But it is to protect the nipples because hell hath no pain. Like
So let me get this straight.
taking the adhesive off, it was like duct tape coming off of my
Why are you
booby
whispering?
skin.
Because
it
your
was
boobs
so-
already know you did this to them.
Oh my God, I'm just feeling residual pain just talking about it. It's like Pavlovian. My nipples are like, go away, Amanda. It hurts
All right,
so
you got to
bad.
stop saying that word. You're making our listeners very uncomfortable. Second of all, are you really suggesting that you put adhesive on your boob to protect it from adhesive?
Well, I don't know if there's
Because that's
special
what you just said.
adhesive.
You just said if you put the petals on there, but the petals are also adhesive. So it's like putting a Band-Aid on a Band-Aid.
But maybe there's like a different type of, I don't know, but there's got to be a solution. I feel like I did something wrong. Like, are we supposed to be?
Okay,
And-
besides the evident nipple pain, and
yeah.
I'm so sorry to hear that, did it work? I mean, did they hold up your ladies?
Yes, but I was afraid to leave the house because it's like 120 degrees outside, and I'm like,
you
what if
didn't sweat test it.
Right. And I didn't want, and I had to go do a photo shoot. And I was like, what happens if my bra fails in the middle of the
Right.
photo shoot?
Nothing
And
worse.
I didn't want to be thinking of my boobs during the entire shoot.
What I
right?
want are the ones, have you seen the ones there's like Facebook, the Facebook ads where ostensibly they can hold up a watermelon, like
Those
they
are
show 'em.
stickers, right? But I feel
Yes.
like those, you really have to be good at positioning, and it comes up towards your
It comes
shoulder.
up towards your shoulder blade, and I've got dresses that show basically my whole shoulder. They're
This
like
was
very thin
just
straps.
this was just
I know,
the cup.
I have those. I have the cups. And
Yeah.
they don't. I feel like there's nothing holding them up. This is the reason
That's why
that-
you have to secure them on the side boob.
I have the side ones. I
And
have the
then-
ones that are just those. I mean, I'm telling you, I've got silicone, I've got cotton, I've got all these ones. I keep trying them, and nothing I feel like gives me security.
I think the only thing that would give me security is my husband walking around behind me holding up my boobs all night.
Here's the reality.
That is a strapless bra.
The young people have it right. So forever I was wearing, either high heels or some sort of platform shoe or something that had either some level of comfort or zero comfort and would kill my feet. What are young people doing? Tennis shoes with everything, sneakers. They wear sneakers with everything, dresses,
Mhm.
pants, shorts, it doesn't matter. The other thing is I'm so worried about my bra showing, right? I've got the strapless bras. I've got the other, the low strapless, the high strapless, the black, the nude. You know what they do? They let their bra strap show.
Yeah. But you can't do that if you've got like a halter or a strapless, right? I mean, there are
Right.
halter bras, but the strapless,
Right.
yeah, it's a thing.
I know. I think we're just working too hard. And I think this younger generation is teaching me not to care so much. Of course, if I wear something and my bra is showing like that, I'm going to hear it from my husband. And that's just not worth it.
Or mommy.
Yeah. I'd rather endure nipple pain than Alan's criticism about my bra showing.
But you have also, like, we've been on the podcast and you've been like, I can see your bra, Amanda. And I'm like, I don't
Right.
care. People
know.
know I'm wearing a bra. Oh, Ruby showed mommy her first day of school outfit. And what did mommy say? I can see your bra. So you know what Ruby did? She showed her her whole entire bra.
Oh
She's
my
like, no,
gosh.
this is my bra, Nene.
All right. I've been holding in these stories for days. I haven't talked to you purposely because I knew if I talked to you, I would share the story. And I wanted it to be spontaneous for the podcast. So you
Okay.
ready?
Yes.
So I have a problem. The problem is,
Oh, can I guess it?
Yes.
It is saying really inappropriate things to celebrities.
Just that is so funny. Just in general, I have a problem seeing celebrities and not saying something to them, much less
Yeah.
saying something inappropriate. If you've listened to the podcast, you know there's already a slew of evidence that backs this up. But the other thing is I'm also equally oblivious. So I can only imagine the number of celebrities or famous people I've been within, some sort of, proximity to and didn't even notice that they were there. For instance, Steve Carell, we won't retell that story. There's sometimes where I've avoided embarrassment just because haven't even realized I'm near somebody. So we were in New York for the weekend and visiting Abe, who's living there. And of course, I was on high alert because I thought, I am not going to be oblivious. So I had 3 separate significant celebrity sightings. How's that for
Ooh.
alliteration? Yeah. 3. So I'm going to go in out of order, but I'm going to tell you. The first one was at the restaurant we went to the first night, and outside the restaurant, we're waiting for our friends to arrive, for Abe and his friends to arrive, and I saw Bette Midler eating dinner with
Oh
2 of her friends.
no! Oh, sorry if I
It's a
blew
good
out
one, right?
the
That's a good one.
microphone. That's
Yes.
incredible.
Yes.
Bette Midler. How
Bette
did she
Midler.
look? I bet she looked so good.
She looked gorgeous, and I refrained. I did not go up to her. She was already seated outside. I did not go up to her. I just was very happy to see her. It was our
Did
first night in New
you
York.
did you feel her presence, right?
Yes. You know what? I wanted to go by her and go, I just want you to know you are the wind beneath my wings. But I thought that'd be too much and too cheesy. I didn't say anything. I was just happy to see her. The second sighting I'm going to save for last.
Okay.
The third sighting, which I think you do know about, but the third sighting was our last day there. Stuart and Melissa and Layla, our brother and sister in love, and our niece met us in the city with Archie, their dog. So Alan said, "Oh,
You met
there's a."
Archie?
I mean, I
Oh,
met
you're
Archie.
so
He's the cutest dog
lucky.
alive. Sorry, no offense to your dogs, who are also cute. But he's pretty ridiculous. Anyway, Alan's like, "Oh, there's a park 2 blocks from our hotel." We were in the Lower East Side, and said, let's go by and we can go to the park with the dogs." So we walked to the park, and we had walked by this park 10 times. There was always a game of pickup basketball there, so that was nothing new, except for Layla's watching the guys playing pickup basketball and said, "I think that's Adam Sandler." I'm like, "What?" And so
That's
we look over, and
incredible.
sure enough, in like this really funny printed outfit,
It was not a basketball outfit. You sent me the little video of it.
not a
and-
basketball outfit, was Adam Sandler. Apparently he plays pickup basketball there all the time. And then I sent it to you, and what did Oscar notice?
Timothy Chalamet.
Yes, was playing with him, which I
And
would have never known.
I would have never known. And also, he knew. I was like, how did you know that? Because it was just a video of him from behind. And he said, because it's been all over social media that Timothy and Adam Sandler have been playing pickup basketball together all week,
Yeah.
which I thought was hilarious and such a cute little circle of knowledge.
Yeah. And by the way, if you want to see Adam Sandler, then just go to the Lower East Side. There's a park on the corner of Houston and Christie. How's that for? It's like 2 blocks away from Katz's Deli. And there's pickup there all the time. I think Adam Sandler plays there all the time. I'm dying for my friend's son to go down there. He actually played college basketball, and he's like 6'8", and he plays on a serious basketball league in New York. I'm like, you and your friends, I'm like, tell him that he and his friends should go down there and do pickup basketball with Adam Sandler.
Seriously.
Apparently he's obsessed with basketball.
Is he
did that
good?
movie.
Yeah.
No, he's not particularly good, but he is determined, and he was out there. So I give him credit.
Yeah.
He was I just love him. It didn't matter. I love him so much, and I love that he was playing pickup, and he was fine. Yeah. It's for Adam Sandler. I think he was pretty good. So my second celebrity sighting, which is the most exciting. So Thursday night we went to go see Parade, which, do you know the story behind Parade?
Is that an off-Broadway play?
It's a
Or
Broadway
musical?
musical that has been
Okay.
revived, and
See,
Ben
I know
Platt
nothing.
Ben Platt is in it, who we love Ben Platt, and he stars as Leo Frank. And it's
Oh.
the true story. And I'm just telling you this because I'm shocked we didn't know this story beforehand. I'd heard about it, but didn't really know the specifics. But Leo Frank was a Jewish man from New York who had moved to Atlanta in early 1900s, and in 1913 he was wrongfully accused of murder, and he ended up being hanged for it, even though that the governor commuted his sentence, but some people in the town took it upon themselves and
Yeah, the
hanged
Ku
him.
Klux Klan, basically.
Well, it was certainly anti-Semitic people. It wasn't the Klan specifically, but whatever it was, it's a it's an important narrative from, I think, our collective history, that being Southern and Jewish. But it was an incredible performance. The show was great. I say all this because
Oh, I
it's
know
only
this
running.
story. I know
Yeah.
the story of Leo Frank.
Okay, so it's only running until August 6th or so. So if
Yeah.
anybody's in the New York area, they should go see it. But I say this because I always think there's got to be somebody famous at a Broadway show. Like if I'm ever going to see, and I'm always so clueless,
And
as
sitting in
I've already
front of you,
stated.
right?
Right, exactly, or right behind. So Alan goes to the bathroom during intermission. What do? I stand up and I start surveying immediately because I'm like, I've got to get on my celebrity radar, and I'm surveying, saying, dee, 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 dee. Direct hit, 3 rows behind me. Ready for it?
Yes.
Ben Stiller.
Oh my
I
God.
mean, who doesn't love Ben Stiller? He's there with his wife, Christine, and 2 friends. And immediately I'm like, I must talk to him.
You've already
must.
talked to him. You talked to him in Aspen, right? You saw him at a restaurant and you did something embarrassing.
You have such a good memory. I'm very impressed by you. Yes. So I knew, as long as I have sort of an in with a celebrity, and by in, that's a loosely gauged term, it's just something that I can talk to them about, I feel very confident. So after the show,
Overly
I watch him.
confident, I would
A
say.
little overly confident. Alan's like, you made a beeline for him. Well, I waited. I thought, if anybody's going to get to go backstage, it's going to be Ben Stiller and his crowd. And I think they did, because they were sort of waiting as everybody was filing out. So he's just waiting in the row and they're just talking to each other. So I did. I made a beeline for Ben and his little
no.
posse. And I went right up to him and and very calmly, I wasn't like stalkerish. I just said, hi, Ben. I extended my hand to shake his hand. I go, hi, Ben, Alison Lebovitz, how are you? And he goes, good. Yeah, good to see you. And I said, I said, oh, you don't know me. And he goes, I don't. I go, no. And he goes, oh, but you look so familiar. I said, oh, well, we actually did meet about 25 years ago. And he goes, okay. And so I tell him the story that you were alluding to, which is, I said, a group of us, we were out in Aspen and we were at a restaurant called Matsuhisa. I said, we were in the back room and you had come into the restaurant. And this was literally, I think, months or, very soon after the release of Something About Mary. And so I said, and we asked our waiter if you would come by and say hi. And you said yes after I finished eating. And I said, but you had just gotten there. We were finished. So we decided to order a lot of drinks and a lot of dessert. And an hour and a half later, I go, you did come over and you said hi. I didn't tell him the part about me being a little bit drunk and putting my hair up in a
That's
way
the most important part.
Well, that was pretty funny. I did put my hair up as if it was mimicking the scene in Something About Mary. I didn't tell him that, but I did do that. And he thought that was funny at the time. But I said, you came back and you took a picture. He goes, oh, I did? I came and said hi. I go, yeah, you did say hi. He goes, oh, good. I go, but that's not even the best part of the story. He goes, oh. And I don't know if I've told you this part. I said, the best part is about a week or 2 later, the 2 of the friends that were with us, Debbie and Greg, were at a fundraising event in New York City because her parents were co-chairing it and they were honoring your parents. Now, you probably remember his parents were Jerry Stiller and Ann Mira, who were legendary comics. And he's like, oh, I said, so Debbie went up to your parents after the event and introduced herself and said, congratulations on your honor. And by the way, my friends and I met Ben like a few weeks ago. We ran into him in Aspen, and we saw him and we asked him to take a picture with us. And before she could finish, your parents said, "Was he nice? Was he a nice boy? did did he say hello? Did he come over and take a picture?" And she started laughing and saying, oh yeah, he was so nice. He was so kind. He came over. He was just couldn't have been more gracious. Are you sure he was a good boy? Tell us if he wasn't a good boy. We want to know. She goes, no, he was a good boy and he did the right thing. So at this point, Ben is laughing. And I said, you know what? I said, at the end of the day, all they cared about was that you were being nice and a mensch. And I said, and as the mother of 3 Jewish men, I can tell you the same is true for me, that all I want for them is to be mensches too. So I just wanted to share that with you. And he goes, thank you so much. And I walked away. I thought,
That was a
you
good
know,
story.
it's a good story, right? And to make, plus his parents have passed away since then. And just to know, like, I would love that, whether I'm a celebrity or not, to have a story that someone else had interacted with my family
Yes.
and that we were bragging on him, not because of his celebrity, not because of a movie he did, not because of something, that he did that was for public consumption, but just that he was being kind. And
Being a
that's
nice guy.
literally all they cared about, was that he was nice. And so that was a good lesson for us all. And finally, I have closure with one of my awkward celebrity encounters. So I know if I just wait it out, the rest will eventually come to me. They'll have to come to me. I'll just have to be patient and find closure with all of the rest of them.
Well, those are two. That's yes. But you pretty much stalked Courtney Cox trying to get closure. And I am confident you will have an opportunity to get closure in your embarrassing Courtney Cox
Yeah,
moment.
lots.
Yeah, I think
Lots of
there'll be another
opportunities.
opportunity. I bet it'll be in Birmingham. We'll
Who
find
knows?
out.
I just know the world has to work that way. It doesn't, the world, whoever the world is, doesn't want me to feel like I haven't found, that closure. It wants me to reach it. So I just have to be patient. It happened with Ben Stiller 25 years later.
I was
So
really hoping you were going to insert yourself into that pickup basketball game with Adam Sandler.
I mean that
I
should have done that.
I love how all your celebrity sightings in New York were also all like these really famous Jewish celebrities, right?
Okay. Do you love that that's a theme?
Yeah.
How many Jewish celebrities can I see in one trip to New York?
Somewhere mommy was so excited for you. Because if we're watching something, there may not even be a Jewish person in the movie or the TV show, but she will find a way to relate it to someone being Jewish, whether they know someone, they married a Jewish person, whatever it is.
Oh yeah. And it did, we stayed in the Lower East Side, which we've never done before. And I didn't even know people still live there. Honestly, I just have this idea. It's like that movie Crossing Delancey. Like I feel like where's the pickle man? And it is so cool right now, and I'm sure it has been for years now. It's pretty gritty, but it is such a cool area, and it really does have, speaking of Jewish, a ton of Jewish history. And the Tenement Museum was 3 blocks from our apartment. And
Didn't it close down?
No. The Tenement Museum's
Oh,
there.
for some reason, I thought they had to shut it down.
No, and they take you. There's like all sorts of tours. We didn't do it because it was about 150 degrees when we were
It's
there.
a cool tour.
But there's different apartments you can go up. So I want to do that next time we're there. Katz's Deli was across the street from us. Economy Candy was around the corner. All of these are just iconic mainstays in that area that have been around for over 100 years, 150 years, some of them. And it's just incredible history. We ran into people on the street who have lived there for their whole lives. And it was like they were our tour guides. They're like, well, let us tell you about this shop. And finally I said, y'all are so nice.
I love
to
New
tell us.
Yorkers.
And they said, we're so proud of our area. And they said, we're so proud of where we came from that we want to share it with other people. We want people to love it like we do. And to be fair, I've never wanted to live in New York. I know you lived there for an extended period of time. Alan lived there, and now Abe is there for the summer and wants to live there eventually. I've never seen the appeal before, really. Just never thought that's a place I want to live. And after this trip, I thought, I see it. I get it. Right? If you're in a neighborhood and away from sort of the craziness of the touristy areas, there's so much culture. There's a great restaurant every 3 steps. You never run out of things to do, of places to eat, of people to see. It really is, right? The city that never sleeps.
And most importantly, there is always a celebrity sighting.
Absolutely.
We took Murray there when he was 11. We went to the Tenement Museum, and then we ate at Katz's Deli, and we saw Missy Elliott. And I did not say anything to her. All I did was say to
Wow.
Aaron, I think that's Missy Elliott, but she wasn't done up, right? Like
Right.
I've only really seen her done up for her music videos or an award show or something like that. So I was kind of being like, is that Missy Elliott? I think that's Missy Elliott. And I just didn't have enough guts to go up to her and say something. But it's just a matter of being there, and you will run into someone.
Oh yeah. And sometimes I think celebrities must love New York because they can basically walk around in anonymity. And it's not that people don't know who they are. They just don't bother them. I mean, I bother them, but clearly I don't live in New York. but the people who live there and see people every day, they really do respect their boundaries and their spaces, and they're just treated like typical human beings. So that's why they love it. And also, they're in a city where there's every different type of person, a celebrity is sort of unremarkable, and so they can just live like a typical human being versus what I think of them as, which is someone to behold and to annoy. Or at the very least, engage and pretend that we know each other. The Ben Stiller thing, that just taught me, if you just walk up to anybody and pretend you've already met, they're much more likely to engage with you, right? Like it was so funny. I think he still was wondering, I feel like we do know each other.
Well, you do have a familiar looking face,
Yeah.
It happens to me. It happens to both of us all the time where people are like, I think I know you. And usually it's because someone knows you and they think I'm you.
Maybe Ben Stiller thought I was you.
Maybe
I wasn't
that's
gonna
it.
correct him. Yeah.
Well, thanks for listening to the latest Sis and Tell podcast. Don't forget to share us with your friends, share us with your family, share us with your foes.
As always, this has been Amanda and Allison with a whole lot of talk about a whole lot of nothing. We'll catch you next time.